October 2nd, 2007, the pop band Hanson was preparing to take the stage at the House of Blues in Dallas, Texas. 27-year-old guitarist Isaak Hanson complained his shoulder hurt. By the time the performance was over, Isaak was in trouble.
As we're into the show, I know that something's wrong. My arm's not working the way it should. I gave it my all and walked off the stage. Took my shirt off in the bathroom, looked at my arm and swollen. I said, does anybody else see this? And everybody's like, eyes wide, you gotta go to the hospital.
The minute he actually said, I really am worried about my arm, and you looked at it, it was an instant. Everybody had stopped what they were doing. It really sunk in that he could actually die.
Isaak was rushed to the emergency room at Baylor University Hospital. Doctors discovered a dangerous blood clot, or embolism.
And within about an hour of being in there, we got a very clear diagnosis that, yes, you have pulmonary embolisms in both lungs.
A blood clot in the pulmonary artery can easily cause a major stroke or death. 1/3 of people who develop pulmonary embolisms die, some within the first hour.
You don't notice that it's there until it causes symptoms.
Symptoms such as shortness of breath and chest pain often mimic a heart attack. In Isaac's case, an underlying condition known as deep vein thrombosis was the cause of his embolism.
Deep vein thrombosis is a blood clot that occurs inside a vein that's deep in the body.
It was not the first time Isaak experienced DVT.
The first case of DVT for me was at the end of 2003. I pulled open a really heavy door that was closing really quickly, and because of the position of my arm, I am pretty positive that motion actually caused the muscles and whatever tendons and whatnot to kind of pinch down on the vein that was in that comes out of my arm, the primary vein out of my arm.
Deep vein thrombosis often occurs in athletes or musicians who make repetitive motions, like playing the guitar.
We used to kind of tease him because he would do this shoulder, move, and we just thought he had some weird quirk. We'd be like, Ike, you keep doing this. What is some twitch? You got a twitch, like you keep lifting your shoulder up. And then in 2003, he had a really traumatic blood clot happen.
It's called the silent killer because you don't really know about it until it's too late. I spent about 10 days in the hospital with them slowly removing the clot with a clot dissolving solution, which is a tricky process.
Isaak was put on blood thinners for a year. He figured it was an isolated episode.
Everybody just thought it was a fluke thing. When it happened again, all of a sudden, it was something that wasn't going away.
Isaak underwent a procedure to clear the clots from his lungs.
They have a little rotor machine that they stick into your vein, and they are able to basically vacuum out the clot. And they do actually do angioplasty as well to make sure that the vein is fully expanded again. About 3 or 4 days after the Dallas show, we were able to resume playing shows in Knoxville, Tennessee.
My God, we are back. Like, how is this possible?
But Isaak wasn't out of the woods. Further scans showed that the upper part of Isaac's top rib was pressing into his armpit, restricting blood flow.
The doctor very, very firmly said, the only way to make sure that you don't have this again is you need to remove your first rib. I was like, remove my rib? And I say to the doctor before we go into surgery, I say, well, what are you going to do with that bone?
I thought it was awesome that he kept the rib. I
couldn't look at barbecue the same way for at least a week. He showed it to me, and I was like, oh my God.
I had a follow-up checkups, several months later. I said, so what do you think the chances are of something like this ever happening again? He's like, the truth is there's no way it could happen. There's not any physical restriction anymore for that issue to exist. So I'm lucky in that case. My DVT is very treatable.
In the wake of his medical nightmare, Isaak joined an initiative to raise awareness about deep vein thrombosis.
In the U.S., it's one of the primary causes of death in otherwise healthy adults. So if you have pain in your legs, if you have pain in your arms, kind of a dull ache, kind of like your leg is asleep or something like that, or any kind of swelling of any sort, you immediately just don't even think about it and go to the doctor.
I think Isaak is a really good person to stand on the pedestal and talk about his issues because he really is passionate about communicating his message.
It's a kind of a realization of You only have so long on this earth. Make the most of it. You know, seize the day. If you can do it, do it.
When a Hollywood